2. And we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Best Phone Plans After Show. Today, Dennis and I are joined by special guests, Sherri from Whistle Out and Craig from reviews.org. How are you both doing on this fine evening?
Man, I'm doing great. Yeah, thank you. It's
Yeah.
been a while since I've been on your guys' show.
I'm doing awesome. I'm changing my name now because we got Whistle Out Sherri, so I'm going to be reviews.org Craig, just to make sure I match. I wanna
Get the
match.
branding in there. I love it.
I
I
don't
feel
have
like-
a brand, so I'll stick to just at DennisBP3, which is my Twitter handle.
You know what?
I beg your pardon. That beard, totally a brand.
Dennis, we're starting the bearded Dennis.
Oh, we got the bearded dragon that we had on. I can't rip that from him.
That's okay. We can have two bearded people. But yeah, I think it's been a great year coming to a close. Very surprising. Do you feel like this year flew by for both of you?
Time is a flat circle. This year is only a rumor. I'm not sure it really existed, so that's fine. Well,
Yeah, I feel like I was in a simulation this whole year. So I feel like I just got to a checkpoint and died, and we're starting over again now. So it's fine.
That's great. That's great.
I will say this, as the oldest person here on this particular chat, it gets worse as you get older.
Thank you for that optimism, Craig.
I promise. It just gets worse.
I'm starting to view it as leveling up. So,
I was going to say, with that out of the way, though, why don't we start getting into some of the awesome topics that we have prepared today? I want to start off by asking you guys, what was the best deal of the year from the various companies?
We also gotta give a caveat. Craig, you're probably following streaming deals, right? So
Right.
The Hulus, the Apple TV Pluses, the Disney Pluses of the world. Sherri, you and I are deep, knee deep, chest deep, over our heads in cell phone news.
I don't know. It
So-
just keeps going deeper and deeper. It doesn't stop.
But I'm actually curious, Craig, from you, were you following any of the deals this year? Like, what did you notice? Like, were there discounts, promos? Like, is there one time of the year that's better to sign up versus another?
You're talking about streaming services?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Whew, okay. Yeah. When it comes to streaming services, the thing I was shocked by, and this is over now, so over-ish probably for the most part. But Black Friday was a big deal for streaming services. In the past, it's always been streaming products. Hey, you can get your Roku streaming stick plus for $30. Hey, for Black Friday, but the services weren't doing quite the same level of thing that we saw this year. So, things like you can get what was it, Paramount Plus for free for a year if you just buy a Chromecast. I can't remember all the deals to be honest with you, but there were a bunch where that was really surprising to me. Where most of the time it's been static through the whole year. So this year is a little bit of a change.
Right.
Well,
It's
I
like
missed out on
$6.99 flat,
Right.
and all of a sudden, boom, like 6 months for 99 cents or something. That actually reminds me a lot of like the Spotify promo that they used to do, like 6 months for 99 cents or like 3 months for 99 cents.
Right.
Did you hop on any of those deals yourself, or you just already have everything?
That's the problem, is that because of the nature of my work, I'm signed up for literally everything. And so like it's hard for me to care to keep track, except for if I'm doing a video, if I'm doing some article, whatever, then I'll pop on and keep track. But I didn't care about the Black Friday deals, and it was hilarious because it made me look like a complete idiot, which is always fun. But I kind of kept track. I heard of a few things, but didn't really worry about it because I had everything. And I wasn't planning to do a Black Friday video because there are approximately 80,000 of those out there.
Yep.
And so I went on my Friday live stream. I do a Friday live stream every week, Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern. It's great fun. Hope everybody shows up. But it was Black Friday. And I was going to talk about, a few of the deals I'd seen for streaming devices, but I was kind of soliciting others' help for this. And people were coming out of the woodwork like, you haven't heard about this Hulu deal? You haven't heard about this thing on Paramount Plus? And I'm like, no.
Tell me more, actually.
Exactly.
No, you bring it up, and I feel like we have people in the comments now, like Brandon saying he gets stars. It was $20 for 6 months of service.
Yeah.
Makeo chiming in, 50% off for HBO Max for 6 months. That's outstanding. So yeah, there's definitely some super niche deals. Like if you signed up for this odd thing, you would also get it bundled in. But yeah, I'm with you, Craig. I feel like I have a bunch of streaming services already, so I didn't even think to look or consider those.
Yeah, I
That-
didn't even hear.
That
I
and I'm
didn't
just I'm a terrible YouTube host. So
No,
it's-
you're not. No,
At
you're
least
not.
you said it. Now you said it, Craig.
But I didn't even
Sherri,
hear.
what about?
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah. Well, I was going to jump into the cell phone plan deals. Dennis and I have been following this like a pulse. You know, we've got our finger on the pulse, trying to keep track of everything. What
Well,
what
I
do you
feel
feel
like
like
you,
was the best?
yeah, Stetson, I feel like you somewhat might be like your pulse is slightly different than mine because I have a whole team of people behind me updating our
Wait,
deals.
what? Oh my! Is that like a cheat code? How do
I
I
don't-
get that?
I don't know if you guys knew this, but Sherri is she's very important and owns many leather-bound books. So
No, well, I mean, so I whistle out. We have a whole team of people updating, and every day that's their job.
Oh my
is to-
god!
yeah. So where Best Phone Plans, it's you, I imagine. I don't think you have any.
It's
do you have any
me. Yeah,
assistants?
I make a
Yeah.
spreadsheet and I do a bunch of googling and I read
Yeah.
all of the fine print and I'm
Oh
like,
my
oh my
God.
god, there's so much. It's overwhelming. And then I try and make a video on it.
Well, if you ever want a full-time gig doing that, I'm sure Whistle Out would be glad to hire you at some point. But no,
you
so every day it's a few people's job to go through all of the websites. Well, we have sites in like Canada and stuff too. So
Yeah.
all over the world, we're checking these deals, updating them daily, and have also a giant Google Doc that we update from. But some of the best deals definitely happened around Black Friday. Mint Mobile did their awesome buy 3 get 3 free, so it's like unlimited data for $90 for 6 months, which I don't know if you can find a cheaper unlimited plan. Maybe if you're on like that Visible plan, but it's not set data for Visible, right? It's like throttled data. You don't get like with Mint Mobile, you get like 30 gigabytes of high speed data before it slows. So I think that's. Am I
Yeah.
dying? Sorry.
No, you're good.
well,
I
It
was
looks
just
like
going to
we're
make a
lagging little
small.
bit.
I was just going to make a small caveat correction. Visible and Mint are both deprioritized as far as their data is concerned on the Verizon network, respectively for Visible, and T-Mobile's network, respectively for Mint.
Oh, well, I mean, like a set amount of high speed data,
Gotcha.
which Visible does not offer.
Correct.
Yeah, they just
have
give you
unlimited.
unlimited everything. Carte blanche, which is kind of nice. Yeah, Mint's
Well,
deal's
unless
great.
it's yeah, I mean, the thing that I dislike about Visible is because you don't get a set amount of like high speed data, you can be throttled like at any time if the network's congested. But with like Mint, you do get X amount of high speed data before they'll throttle you. So that's why.
Mint's actually deprioritized. Like Dennis was saying, like both Visible and Mint are both deprioritized. So if T-Mobile's network is busy, you'll slow down on Mint. The same as if the Verizon network is busy, you'll slow down on Visible. It's just, I think, in more cases than not, the T-Mobile network has a little bit more capacity, especially with their mid-band
sure.
5G, which is super nice.
And
Sure,
Verizon's
sure.
also more heavy-handed when it comes to their network management practices because they
Yeah.
have more in-depth QCI values versus T-Mobile, where they do it on an application basis, i.e., voice calls will always have highest priority on the network, regardless of plan that you have, followed up by like texting, followed up by like FaceTime audio. Like there's the way they do things is a little bit different than the traditional AT&T Verizon way of doing things.
Yeah.
But I want to actually circle back just a smidge. I know I don't like pulling
100%.
back,
We
but-
got.
but,
I walked myself right off that ledge. I just kept walking.
But no. I had a question when we were talking about the streaming services. Because first, I want to say I didn't hear about the Paramount Plus deal. I wish I did because of South Park specials that started coming out exclusively. But I wanted to ask you, Sherri. I know when we last had you on, you had like this awesome new TV that was sitting precariously on top of a couch that I
God.
thought was ready to fall. And I wanted
Was
to
that
ask.
the last time I came on? That was a long time ago.
I know, but I wanted to ask if there was any particular streaming service that you've really been sinking your teeth into recently on that spanking TV that you had.
Ooh, now I'm interested too. And I'm sorry, what kind of TV was that? Can we circle back on what kind of TV it was? A
Look, I
spanking
think
TV?
it just looked really cool, and there was like a danger aspect to it because it was about to slide off my couch every day, and so it was like, oh, dangerous, sexy TV. It's a Vizio like 40 inch. It's not anything too fancy, but it gets the job done, and it lets me watch all the shows I want to watch, which are in order of importance. 1, Survivor reruns.
What's it now? Survivor, that's CBS, so that's going to be on
That's
Paramount
true.
Plus, right?
That's Paramount Plus, also Hulu.
Oh, gotcha.
So if you don't have Paramount Plus, you can watch them all on Hulu. Some on Amazon Prime as well. Second, I just got done watching on Amazon Prime The Wheel of Time.
Sherri,
So
are you
good.
watching this?
I
How
just
are we
finished
not?
it.
How are we not like gossiping like little girls every night after you're done watching it? This is
wait.
huge news to me. This is big.
Well,
You guys didn't know this?
Sorry.
I'm a huge Wheel of Time fan. Like if you look right there, that's
Oh.
the entire Wheel of Time series right there.
Wow.
So yeah,
Right there on display and in frame.
yeah.
Well, Craig also has his own like fantasy podcast, so I should have realized that you were a Wheel of Time fan.
Anyway, okay, we can talk about that
I
later. What else are you
binge-watched-
watching?
Well, I binge watched the whole series in a Friday last week, so
Nice.
I was very stoked on that. Goodness, I don't know. I am a huge network TV fan, so if it's on CBS, NBC, ABC, Fox, CW, I will be watching it.
You're the oldest young person I know.
You know, Craig, I just want to throw
That's
this
a
out
core
here,
to the
but
show, the oldest young person.
we still have YouTube TV because my parents. So
Oh yeah.
So I mean, I do have technically cable. So
Oh
But-
man,
Whoa.
so much YouTube TV news these days. But yeah.
wait. What's going on in YouTube TV news?
Oh, that's a total sidetrack. So if we need to finish up a topic, that's fine. So.
Okay. I mean, we're known for sidetracks, so just hit me, Craig.
Ow. So I did a video. I made a video A to Z on Tuesday, and it was because I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Roku and what did we just talk about? YouTube. And Google. Roku and Google were in a big fight. So back in April, the YouTube TV app left the Roku App Store.
It left Roku?
No. So if you already had it, you could still watch it.
Okay.
It didn't disappear off your platform, but you couldn't download it anymore. So if you bought a new Roku or if you deleted it for some reason, you couldn't get it. It was a whole fight. It doesn't really matter what it was about all that much. But Google was very sly, and they built a backdoor into YouTube TV from the YouTube app on Roku, so that they didn't have to make the deal. Right, so people could go into YouTube, scroll down. There's YouTube TV right there as a backdoor into the app. It was fantastic, really, really clever. Well, they continued to bicker and fight. That was like back in April. And they bickered and they bickered and they bickered until, what's today? The 9th. Today was the deadline. And it's like, if you don't have a deal by the 9th, then YouTube leaves Roku. Okay, so I'm on my channel making all these predictions. I'm like, there is no way Roku would let this happen. Like, that's too big an app to let leave your platform, right? So there's no way. But then the months go by, and we're getting like weeks into, oh my gosh, it's not happening. They're not making any announcements. Talks have broken down, blah, blah, blah. So I make this video on Tuesday to the effect of like, okay, it's not happening. Here's what you need to do. Here's how you get around it. Here are other devices you can buy, whatever. And I'm like, I've got my finger on the publish button yesterday, and Roku tweets out, hey, we just made a deal with Google and it's happening and YouTube is saved on your Roku devices. And I'm like, F you guys. I mean, I'm happy that it worked out, but at the same time,
all
I'm like,
this work
I
gone.
worked all day on this damn thing.
Yeah.
And so then I had to make a new video that was less excellent and like get it out really quick. Anyway, so yeah, don't worry, Roku people. You can still watch YouTube on your Roku and YouTube TV. So they both work now.
Crisis averted.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
for everybody but
insane.
me.
Yeah.
Speaking of rough deals, and I promise we'll move on to a different topic. Are you a big fan of South Park, Craig, by any chance?
Love South Park. Haven't kept up, but I love it.
All right, what are your thoughts on this like exclusive like specials that are going on only on Paramount Plus for the pandemic specials and stuff like that, instead of being able to be aired on anything else like Comedy Central? For example?
It's not a special. It's an exclusive event. I haven't watched. Like I said, I haven't kept up, but I love it. I think I don't really mind when people do something like this, like when Paramount Plus comes out and they're like, hey, we got this amazing South Park special and we're not sharing it with anybody. And people get pissed. They're like, oh, I wish I could watch it on Hulu or Netflix or whatever. It's like, well, suck it up. They own the franchise and that's where it's going to be. And so if you're a big fan, fork out the, what is it, $7 a month?
Yeah.
I think you're going to be okay. And watch South Park and then cancel it if you want to. I don't have a lot of patience for people who refuse to pony up for the content that they enjoy.
Right.
Oh
right.
man,
Yeah,
I feel
the content-
personally
personally
attacked.
attacked.
You
Right,
should,
you
you
done
should.
it?
Because I understand the reason behind exclusive shows, and I do subscribe to a fair amount of streaming services, but Paramount Plus is not one of them that are on that list because outside of that South Park episode, there's literally nothing that I want to watch. So I'm not gonna lie, what I did was I just simply logged into somebody else's Paramount Plus account because I couldn't even be bothered to take advantage of the T-Mobile thing that was going on just to watch it.
This is something that I've kind of come around on a little bit when I first started covering streaming stuff and people talked about sharing passwords. I was like, look, you guys, terms of service, like it's honesty, have you no morals, sir, that kind of thing. And now I watch the streaming services and they're all just like, F it. They're all going to share passwords anyway. We'll try to limit the number of simultaneous streams so they can only do 3 or 4 at a time. And
Yeah.
we'll call it good there. So
The companies get money from me. Like I did math prior to me canceling some of the services I have. I was paying close to like $200 in entertainment bucks towards everything, streaming services, cable, all that stuff.
Wow. Does that
That's
include
like
your
higher than my
phone?
bill.
No. This is just entertainment. So this was like traditional, like cable. This was like streaming services. Just the cable aspect of things, right?
Yeah.
But I've downsized and I'm still paying like $115. YouTube TV is like $70 with tax.
Dude. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean like HBO Max. I mean it's included my AT&T Elite, but $15 if you want to do the math on that, right?
Right.
Netflix 15 or 16 or whatever it is for the premium. Crunchyroll,
It's like
Crunchyroll and
18.
Funimation. If you ever heard of them, they're
Oh
animation.
yeah.
So like TLDR, I've kind of reached a point now where I'm like, I refuse to pay for anything more in the same way I use Stetson's Disney Plus because like very little stuff that I want to watch on there. But okay. So I'm done with the
I'm
side
here
tangent.
for sharing passwords. I'm here for it because F capitalism. They
Oh
can
yeah.
afford to
Okay,
lose.
Sherri. Yeah. She says as she runs a YouTube channel, like, please watch my channel.
No,
I
here's what I
wish we had
mean.
this now.
Let me clarify because they'll be fine losing a few people to sharing passwords. Okay, they're going to be HBO and AT&T and Disney. They're gonna be fine. Okay, Hulu too. Everyone I know has my Hulu password.
Yeah,
so.
like I said, I used to be kind of up on my high horse about it, and I watched how the companies themselves responded. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Because the thing is, like, I don't know about most, but many of the shared passwords out there are not going to be shared anymore when those people break up. Right, that's a huge thing, right?
It's a true thing.
You
True
live with
fact.
somebody or you're dating somebody and you share passwords, and then you break up and you're like, "Oh, I miss HBO Max." Okay, fine. I guess I'll sign up. Like they'll get their money.
We need a soundboard, but let's change gears. All right. So you've heard, if you guys actively follow the show, you'll know that I've had many rants talking about customer service experiences with different companies. I wanted to ask both of you what company in general, it could be a streaming service, it can be a telecom service, who has provided you like absolutely mind-bogglingly good customer service? Like who's like your top company for that? Best customer service.
Can we screenshot Sherri's face?
Just like deep in thought.
Sherri, would you like to go first?
No, that face is like, when's the last time I even had to deal with like customer service? I don't even know.
Can I tell you? I'll tell you all. That's why I've stuck with Verizon for like 15 years now.
Really?
Yeah, I've been with Verizon forever because I think I've called customer service twice in 15 years. I just never have to. Like, I'm a reasonably smart guy. I kind of understand how to go on, find my bill, figure out what's going on with everything. And so, like, how often do I need to call
Right,
them?
you just gotta you gotta pay your bill. You gotta switch your phone every once in a while, and
And
That's probably it.
And when I do have to call them, like, yeah, it takes a while and it's a little annoying and you're talking to somebody reading off the script and but name me a company that will do better. And like they're all the same.
Mint
So-
Mobile.
Yeah.
Mint Mobile does really good. Same.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Mint Mobile does real good. I had the most painless process getting my. Well, first off, ordering and everything was great. Like, because I took advantage of the Black Friday deal for testing purposes. Getting the SIM card activated was easy peasy. Everything about it was just fantastic. And I only reached out to support just to test it, just because I know Stetson's done it before, and I just wanted to test asking obvious questions, but questions that I figured your everyday consumer would ask, just for the sake of reviewing their support, and it was great. I also just say, and this one I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for, but I've had great customer service experiences from AT&T's phone support specifically. Not the in-store stuff, because I talked about the rant on that, but their phone support has always found a way to make things right. There was a time where I upgraded I went into a store. I was trying to get my iPhone 11 at the time converted to eSIM. Didn't happen. But when I was there, they mentioned AT&T Elite, which we ended up taking advantage of. But there was billing issues out the wazoo, because AT&T is known for being pretty bad with their biller. Well, AT&T credited me for like 3 months of service, like 3 full months of service to make until everything got made right, which I thought was pretty upbeat on the all in all, and I walked away pretty happy. So those are two examples. Craig, it sounds like you've been pretty okay with Verizon just because you don't have to call them, but like, is there a streaming
That's
company?
the goal, Dennis.
Is there a
You don't
streaming
wanna have
company
to
maybe
call.
that you could think of that you had to reach out to for whatever reason, or maybe it's
No,
something
no,
else?
that's. I mean, when would you ever reach out? That's
Yeah.
honestly, that's the beauty of streaming now versus cable. Then people complain all the time about, well, if I wanted to get all the content I had on cable, I'd be paying as much, for streaming services. Fine, but you never have to sign a contract. So if you're fed up with something, if something goes wrong, whatever, you go on the website and they all make canceling really, really easy. So I never call anybody. I've never had to worry about customer service on streaming, and I've been covering streaming now for 5 years. I've never called customer service for any of them.
See,
Yeah.
I had to not call, but I had to reach out to Hulu before, because when I was a student in college, I had a Hulu account, or I had a student account, but I wanted to upgrade to like no ads, and like I needed to find out details about that. And then also there was the issue of converting it back to a regular Hulu account, and then converting it back to a student when I became a student again. So like some of those times like required like canceling and re-signing up. That was eventually the end all be all, but I didn't know if there was like a more seamless way to do things.
Right.
And then Crunchyroll was another example of a company I had to reach out to, because when I initially set up my Crunchyroll, I set up using like Apple Pay. And Crunchyroll, for whatever reason, doesn't let you, like, if you set it up with Apple Pay, you literally have to go into an iPhone to cancel the Apple payments. Like, you can't cancel just logging into the desktop site. That's a poor Crunchyroll setup thing, but like those were examples of like niche instances. But I don't know. What about you, Sherri? Though we giving you enough time to ponder.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm trying to think the last time I called any customer service line, and it was probably Cox Internet.
Ooh.
And it was the worst. It was so bad. So I was trying to, It was so freaking bad. So have we all been through like a type of situation where you're trying to sign up for your new internet service, but there's like deals, but you can't find the right deals for your area because it's like all different, and like the computer like location is not working. So like, crap, I guess I have to call them. That's frustrating. So I call. Ring, ring, ring. Hello. Hi, I need to get service. What's the deal you have? And it was like some astronomical thing. And I was like, no, I'm not paying that. I'm like, get me to someone who can do better. Because I know the game. The game. Okay. So after like an hour of waiting on this phone line, trying to get transferred to someone who can do better, they did do better. They took like $50 off per month for like the plan I was going to do, gave us like a free modem rental or whatever, and tapped on like something else for 2 years and no contract. So I was like, but it took like 90 minutes to get to that point. So Cox Internet customer service sucks real bad. And I'll die on that. I'll
Sherri, I don't think you're dying alone. I think there's a warm, welcoming community of people who have gone through similar struggles. Will welcome you as part of the group.
Oh,
I will say,
Sneed would agree, but
I used to cover Cox when I did more than just streaming back in the day. That was the most difficult video that I've ever had to make, and I'll just let you guess why. how many times I had to say Cox in the video. So
gosh.
I probably had 30 minutes of tape on a 4-minute video. It was,
I've
was rough.
I've had to stop saying Cox on live streams because all the simps come and they're like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay, f right off.
Yeah.
I'll put you in timeout so fast. You have no idea."
But
this
somewhere in the reviews.org vault, we have a full on like 15-minute clip reel of me just cracking up trying to make that video. It was fantastic.
That's great. We have Mystic Q saying best customer service, my local Starbucks down the street.
There we
Shout out
go.
to that
Hey.
Starbucks.
There you go.
Plus, you
That's
get free
really good.
internet at Starbucks too. So heck yeah, you don't have to deal with any customer service there.
There we go.
That's
Well,
the
I
best
want to
customer service is not interacting with customer service at all.
squeeze in one more thing, and I'm going to change gears to something that I think you'll find interesting, Craig. Real quick, did you guys happen to see the article that Bloomberg did covering T-Mobile? Reason I bring them up is because T-Mobile's tended to have a pretty well renowned customer service experience, or were known for that. Have you guys happened to see it? And Stetson, if you have a link to it, if you could show it on the
Yeah, I read it. I
Oh,
looked
is this
at it.
the T-Mobile customer service is getting as bad as all the others? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
I rolled my eyes so hard. Sometimes I feel like reporting is just like that. I felt like that article was such a slow news day, and I can't quite pinpoint it, but it's like it's a customer service article, and customer service is not good anywhere. And I kind of get it because like I guess it started going downhill after the merger with Sprint, and so I kind of get that. And then like John Legere left, and but I almost feel like it was a front with John Legere too with customer service. Like, we have such good customer service. And you know how many robots replied to my tweets whenever I mentioned T-Mobile? Just straight up robots. So
10.
many. So I'm like, was it actually good customer service, or did it just look like it was better customer service?
So I'm looking at the article right now, and this is one of those things that people can do, and I hope they do this. People who are watching, when you see an article like this, find out what they're basing all of this on. Right. And so do they have hard numbers? This is how many people were satisfied and now they're not, or is it, I'm looking at the page right now where they're like, look at what's happening on social media. And they clip out one tweet from some guy who says, your poor customer service, it's 8-year customer, I'm out of here, blah, 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 with 20 likes. Which are probably largely bots, right? To Sherri's point, where I don't know. I just I don't love articles like this because it's hard to know. Like, what are you basing this on? Nothing.
I feel like John Legere paid Bloomberg under the table and said, write this article and let everyone know that everything was so much better when I was there. And now I'm gone and everything went to crap. And I feel like that's what that's the vibe I got from this article.
Conspiracy theory, Sherri. My favorite Sherri.
My favorite thing is I'll have an issue or something and I'll tweet out about it. And then I'll get replies from like T-Mobile help. Like, hey, send us a DM. But they won't actually answer the question. Like a simple, hey, does this plan include taxes and fees? Someone on T-Mobile or AT&T, hey, shoot us a DM. We'd love to chat. Like, they need your account details. So I don't know. I wish it was easier to get information about plans. It's really confusing.
It's the worst. Yeah.
All right. You guys all had different reactions than I was expecting, but I'm happy I asked. That being said, I want to change gears onto something that I find both peculiar and interesting. And Craig, I feel like you probably know about it, and maybe even had a chance to maybe you've had a chance to secretly review, and I don't know.
Okay.
Have you seen or heard about Comcast making their own TVs? Specifically, this has started in Europe under the Sky brand, Sky TV. It has their like X1 platform built in. Have you heard about it?
Only vaguely. I haven't looked into it. So yeah, You'll have to tell me what you want me to react to.
Okay, basically TLDR, Comcast partnered up. We don't know for sure, but I believe it's been rumored based off teardowns that they're working with TCL. And they started producing TVs basically with their like Flexbox X1 platform. You've used the Flexbox before, right?
Sure. Oh yeah.
Okay. So basically, it has that like interface baked into it, and they're going to start selling their own TVs. That's the gist of it. I kind of just wanted to get your general thoughts on what you thought about traditional entertainment companies like Comcast entering the TV space and still trying to really push heavily on expanding this like streaming platform. Like, I wanted to get your feedback and thoughts.
Yeah, the question is, what's the downside? What downside is there for Comcast to make their own TVs? So you've got to invest a little bit in creating the platform. Well, they already did that with the Flex box, as you said. So they've got this operating system sitting there. So they go make a deal with TCL or whoever it is. Like you said, I'm not sure who they're making the deal with, but let's say it's TCL. They go to TCL and say, hey, we want to sell these Sky TVs in Europe with the X1 platform built in. And TCL's like, okay, great. Okay, well, now we'll make a contract, whatever. So like they already had the technology. Now they just have to make a deal and split a little bit of profit where they weren't getting any before. Where the entire market is, dominated. I don't know about Europe, but if it's here in the U.S., it's all Roku, Fire TV, and Android TV. Like that's it, right? And so if X1, the X1 platform can come in and snag 4% of the market share over the next 5 years, or 5 or 10%, but they're not going to get to the 39% of Fire TV or whatever. But if they can just get that little slice, then hey, that's worth hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars a year in revenue that they wouldn't have otherwise had with a minimal investment on their part. And for those who love the platform, who are all in on the X1 ecosystem, I'm not saying there are a ton of them, but if you don't think that those people exist, you're crazy. Like they do exist. And so for them, it's a no-brainer. Heck yeah, I can integrate this with my home security and my cell phones or whatever. Like I can integrate it with everything else in the ecosystem. Great. Like it's a no-brainer for them. So I don't know. I guess more power to them. I thought that the Flex box was fine when it came out.
Ooh, that's a flat adjective to use right there, Craig.
It's not bad. I've used bad streaming devices before.
How do you rate your preference of streaming interfaces right now? Are you kind of a Google TV guy, Apple TV? I've noticed, I feel like I turn on my TV, top half of the screen, ads for whatever show they're promoting. And then you have teeny tiny little boxes at the bottom for like a handful of shows. So
that's my big problem with Fire TV, which I do like a lot for a lot of reasons, but it's like you've got to wade through a bunch of recommended titles to get to what you actually want to watch. No, I think let me prevaricate just a little bit, okay, and say that oftentimes the question isn't what's the best, but what's the best in which situation. Okay. So if somebody wants the actual best streaming device out there, they go get the NVIDIA Shield or the Apple TV 4K. Yeah. One of those two, that's your best streaming device out there. However, if you don't have $150 to $200 to blow on a streaming device, you go get either the new Chromecast with Google TV or the Fire Stick 4K Max or the Roku Streaming Stick Plus. One of those three. For me, for my money right now, I'm using the Apple TV and the Chromecast the most. So, yeah.
I'm kind of with you. I like what Google's doing. I like how they aggregate all the services together. And I especially love how it works with the assistant where we say like, we're watching the new Hawkeye episode. So we'll say, play the newest episode on our Sony TV. Mm-hmm. Boom, it's playing. It's awesome. I love it. Sherri, what streaming device are you using? I'm just kind of curious now.
You know what? I'm gonna sound like such a loser, but it's fine. I literally just use my Vizio setup. It has
which is Roku, I believe, right?
Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty.
I don't know. Whatever's built into it is what I use. It has all of the apps I need, and then if it doesn't, then I just stream from my phone. I just like AirPlay from my phone or cast. And
that was brilliant. Whoever at Google thought of that, yes, that was. I wanted that. That was amazing.
Yeah, so I don't really have a streaming service, and honestly, I don't feel like I need one because I have all of the shows I need. I have HBO Max with AT&T Elite. I have Paramount, which I pay for, but I'm on a family plan with like Hulu. I have Netflix. I have I don't know what else there is. Whatever else comes on the free TV thing I have. It's like I have all of the entertainment I could ever possibly need at my fingertips on my phone that I can just stream. So, and I'm not like huge into like, I don't know, like Craig did a video that took off one time about like anime, and it's like, oh, I don't need a top channel for anime. It's like that's not my style. So yeah, I just use my Vizio setup and it works flawlessly.
Yeah. Sherri, you should ask me how much I retained from that video on anime.
Hey Craig, how much did you retain?
It's like when Dennis, when you said what were you talking about? Crunchyroll and
Yeah.
Funimation. I'm like, I know those names.
Those sound
Yeah,
familiar. That's
they
a
actually
keyword.
are both owned now by the same. I believe it was
Right.
Sony bought them both now, but they still exist. But I want to go back to something real quick. Stetson, I think it was mentioned that you really like the voice remote on Google TV.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm a-
yeah. It's awesome.
I'm a big fan of Google TV. It's my definitely go-to. However, I was going to actually say I find that the voice remote for Google TV isn't necessarily the best voice remote for a TV experience. By that, I mean this. I oftentimes will run into an instance where I want to search something on, say, like YouTube. Like, I don't know what the thing is that I want to find. But what ends up happening is, like, Google, like, voice will, like, search, like, Google for the thing instead of being, like, cognizantly aware that I'm inside the YouTube TV app and I want it to pull up a video. I don't know if anybody else has had that experience, but, like, that's something that happens to me fairly commonly. Or, like, I might be trying to search for a specific piece of content because I don't know what streaming service it's on. It doesn't necessarily do the perfect job all the time. The reason I bring that up is because the one thing that I did respect about Comcast's Flexbox and their X1 platform with their voice remote is that it didn't really have any of those Google search functionalities. So it always strictly was looking for the content. Like, that was a good thing, that voice remote. Everything else about the box, as you said, though, totally like medium, like average. But the voice remote was the one thing that I wish could be utilized a little bit more. That was the standout feature for me.
Nice. Yeah, no, I hear that. I've always been partial to Roku just because of their results page, I think is the best one.
Yeah.
I also think you really enjoyed Apple TV because you talked about how it perfectly integrates, similar to how Google TV is now doing.
Well, that's and that's something that I like. When I said that it depends on what the situation is, you know, what's the best streaming device? It's like, hey, if you're all in on Apple and you spent $1,500 on an iPhone and $55,000 on your
Craig, I don't know what you're talking about. I would never do something like that.
If you if you've gone all in, then spending $175 on an Apple TV, go for it because it's going to integrate really nice. But like if you're I don't like to say her name. If you're an Echo household, then get the Fire TV. If you're a Google household, get the Google TV. You know, like they're all at least good, even if I have preferences. Yeah.
I will also just say, since we've last spoken, both of you, I've actually converted a lot more into the Apple Bandcamp. I got the new MacBook Pro Max, which Stetson is jealous of because I definitely don't use to its fullest. I also got an iPhone 13 Pro Max and made it my daily driver. No longer is the Galaxy S20 my daily driver. And for anybody that knows, like, Stetson basically was like having like a surprise Pikachu face when he came to the realization.
Couldn't believe it. Did not expect it. All right, I have a slightly different question related to telecom. Have all of you guys gone 5G? Did you get the chip? Are you 5G? Is your phone 5G? What kind of Gs are you connecting to right now?
Oh, I'm connected to 5G almost constantly.
Yeah.
Is it 5G?
This is AT&T?
Yeah, is it 5G plus? No, it sure is not. But it's your normal regular schmegular 5G. But I'm shocked when I see LTE on my phone, which I almost prefer because the 5G and LTE on AT&T at least, it kind of like goes back and forth between which is better, faster, slower. But I'm almost 100% connected to 5G, and it works just swell for me. I'm stoked on AT&T. I'm an AT&T stan. If you watch my channel, you know that.
Wow, you and Dennis, jeez.
Craig, you said you have Verizon, so I'm going to take a gander and say you don't get 5G very often.
I don't, and I don't care. So, what I mean by that is,
Craig, I'm wearing 5G right now.
I'm sure it's great. Oh my gosh, you're all a bunch of 5G simps, is what you are.
Absolutely, sign me up.
So I don't have it, don't need it, because there isn't anything happening right now technologically that necessitates 5G. 4G is plenty fast. I can watch, I can watch HD streams. I can browse with, the speed of the Silver Surfer, or whatever comic book reference we want to put out there.
Yeah.
Like I can do everything I want as fast as I need to right now, and I don't care. But when the technology changes, when the application of technology changes to where 5G is more of a necessity, then I'm more than happy to switch.
Well, I'll tell you a use case right now that I know Sherri especially will appreciate the idea behind. It's the home
This is
internet
skydiving?
solution. No, it's the home internet solution, right? Actually having real competition, so you don't have to go with Cox Cable, for example. But Craig, I think you have
Yeah.
five where you're at, right? You had AT&T Uverse.
I've got we have municipal fiber here, so I get a gig up and down.
Yes, Craig.
Don't
Internet
care.
high
Yeah,
five.
yeah.
That is the greatest thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
Fios
fantastic.
over here. Stetson has Next Light, and Sherri, you're on Cox. Then is that right?
Sherri,
Man.
how happy are you about that? Scale of 1 to 10.
I'm so happy. I hope it stays this speed for the rest of my life.
Can I ask what speed you're supposed to be getting?
Oh, I mean, for the most part, it's actually fairly accurate, but it's supposed to be 500 down, 10 up. So
Oh,
10 up. Ooh.
10 up. Yeah.
As
for 60.
This is one of those things where when people ask me how awesome is fiber, I'll be like, it's great. Are you a content creator? And they'll be like, no. Then you don't care. Like,
Yeah.
10
That
up,
is,
10 up is fine if you're not a content creator. But for the four of us,
Oh my god.
that upload speed is vital.
It's painful.
so good.
It's
10
painful.
up is usable for most things.
Wait, Sherri, how long does it take you to publish a video then? Or is your editor publishing it? Like you don't deal with this.
So no, I upload. So I film here. Like
You film it. Sherri films it in the studio. Is that
I
a
film
cell
it.
phone? What is that on the wall?
Oh my god, it's a big blow up like 90s phone.
That's a phone?
Yeah, it's a blow up phone.
Stetson, we old people will explain this to you
It's-
after the cast.
Okay.
You don't know. You've never. Did you ever watch like Saved by the Bell?
No.
Oh
I
wait,
did.
wait, Stetson. Wait, how? You're like what? 24?
Yeah, I just turned 24. Yeah.
Oh.
Sheesh. You,
I'm
you
25,
don't, you've
but I've
never
seen
seen
it.
that
Oh.
phone before?
You mean
Oh my
that brick
God.
with some buttons on it?
Oh my god. Okay, well, we'll culture you later.
It's
Now's
made
not
by
the time.
Motorola, Stetson, back when Motorola was more relevant.
They used to have like these cell phones used to be like this big, and then you just like hold it up.
Wow.
Like, you have to hold, it was like
Yeah,
a brick.
Go watch Wall Street with never mind. Just go
Okay.
watch Wall Street. You'll see a giant. Yeah, she's talking about that giant brick, and
That's
he's
so
like
funny.
the rich guy using it on the beach in the 80s.
I
and
feel like
what
there's like a
flex.
very like pinnacle picture of like Christian Bale in a movie holding like a giant freaking phone too. Anyways, what were we talking about? I'm so shocked now. I feel so old. I'm only 4 years older than you, but now I
We
just
were talking about upload. 10
upload. Oh, it takes me approximately
Oh yeah.
5 to
'cause you have
6
to-
hours to upload like 15 gigabytes
Whoa.
of footage.
5 to
Oh
6
my-
hours. you said?
What?
Yes. Yes.
Sherri, are you okay?
No, I'm not. It's a struggle every day.
So
It's hard. It's
There's no other options? That's it?
No, I mean, and there's no like fiber in my area either, so it's not
Oh
like
my
I
God.
can. The only solution is upping my internet plan with Cox, which is potentially an option.
35
That's
is
a
the
business
cap of
expense.
upload,
Whistle
though,
out.
I believe.
Oh no.
I mean,
But-
that's 3.5 times better than what I have now. So,
But
Bill
I
it,
wanna-
Sherri. Bill it.
I want to touch to Craig's point. 10 meg upload, I semi agree with you. Like, it's definitely usable because I was getting by with that for a long time back when I was living in my apartment, and literally Comcast was the only option because they worked out a deal. But I will just say it was still painful for various other things. I do cloud backups, for example. That was horrendously painful. iPhones obviously do backups every single night, and I have a 512 gigabyte iPhone 13 Pro Max, so there's plenty to back up every night. I think 10 meg upload is definitely horrendous, and that 50 at the minimum should become the new norm. But
Yeah, that's insane. I can't even believe that, Sherri. Like I had to back up a bunch of video footage. I actually hit Google's upload limit before I hit any sort of limitations on my internet. Like I uploaded 750 gigabytes in a day, and it was like Google couldn't take anymore, and so I had to wait 24 hours.
yeah. Hey, but Sherri, is T-Mobile home internet available where you're at?
not at my new address. So I moved in the last year, and T-Mobile Home Internet isn't available for my address, which is such a bummer.
Oof.
Can I tell
Yeah.
you, like, I've been thinking about moving, vaguely thinking about moving. And so my wife will send me, hey, how about this listing? And the first thing I do is I go to
Internet.
highspeedinternet.com and I put in the zip code and I'm like, what can I get? Nope, we're not moving there. Absolutely no way.
That was my number one criteria too,
Yeah.
Craig. When I was moving out to Colorado, I was like, "Oh, Longmont has municipal fiber. Sign me up. We're going there."
Yeah.
My
good
number
call.
one criteria when buying my house was also that, but I had one other criteria. There had to be at least 2 actual viable options, because in the event that one of them turned really, really crappy, I wanted to actually have a secondary choice in my life.
Mhm.
Which, side note, when we last talked, I think I was talking about my fiber woes with Fios. And although I still have some Fios woes and I'm always envious of Stetson, it is a lot better. And I actually canceled my backup redundant connection that I had through Comcast because I no longer have the same job that I had back then. So we're on the fiber bandwagon. Sherri, you need to get on a fiber bandwagon as well.
Tell me about it.
Or sorry.
No, I was gonna say I've asked our friend just from AT&T who we all know, and I'm like, when is fiber coming to my address? And he's like, well, I got a little map and it's like right around the block for me. It's not gonna reach me. Yeah, I feel like, but here's the thing. At the same time, I would love to have faster internet, but my location is prime for the
Well,
cops. So
I was gonna tell you, or if AT&T is pretty decent where you're at, like I'm talking about AT&T wireless, get yourself like a unlimited hotspot plan, like on your phone.
Yeah, that's an option. I do sometimes do that because I do have Elite, so it's like 100 gigabyte
40 gigs.
hotspot. 40?
40
I don't know. I never reach it. And I I've used it a few times, but it just doesn't it doesn't work as well.
Really?
It just doesn't work as well. Yeah, I've tried it before and I've plugged right into my router for Cox and I've tried the hotspot. There's no solution here. And normally I'm a fairly positive person for the most part. But there's no solution for my internet woes.
Hey, one other
Wow.
thing real quick, and then I'll let Stetson guide things. When we last had you on, I think you were getting like a sponsored review or something of like some Aris mesh routers or something like that.
Oh yeah. Was
Are you
that
still-
seriously the last time? God.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, are you still rocking that, and do you have plans to start upgrading on into a Wi-Fi 6E potential
Yeah.
router?
Yeah, so I think my router currently has Wi-Fi 6, not 6E. But look, I think Wi-Fi 6E is 100%, as Craig was saying with 5G, it is not fully like useful at the moment. I think it's gonna be pretty cool, but it's like, what type of tech connects to 6E, and how much do we really need that step up right now with what we're doing every day? I don't think we do. RS and I have a decent relationship at this point, so I get like all of their new products. So as soon as I test out Wi-Fi 6E, I will let you know. But no, I don't have anything yet. And I think the only person in my house who connect to Wi-Fi 6E is my roommate with his newer like Samsung phone. I think I can't remember, but yeah.
And it's honestly the same thing with Wi-Fi 6. You don't even have to go to 6E. Most people, the
Yeah.
average person, I'm not talking about the power users in this chat. Most people don't need anything beyond Wi-Fi 5, right?
Yeah.
So things will change and you'll need to upgrade at some point, but nobody go out and spend hundreds of dollars to upgrade to Wi-Fi 6 if you don't need to, or 6E for that matter.
I just got a new router and I was like, this is a 10-year purchase. So
I made the
It'll last
recommendation to him because he was using an old Wi-Fi 5 router and not able to actually get his gig speed. I think he had an old Netgear R7000.
Yeah, I don't even know. But
But
actually,
Craig,
I have
are
a question
you?
for you, Craig.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Bring it on.
so I feel like you're a little bit outside the cell phone bubble. So I was just curious,
What?
what has your perception been on Dish and like what Dish has been doing? Has that reached you? Have you thought about it at all? Are you aware of Dish? Like
I want you to give me the rundown. What is going on with Dish?
Okay, well, they're building a network. They're going to be the fourth wireless carrier.
Yeah,
And-
okay, I have heard this because they're like, oh, right, we're running on a completely obsolete technology and everybody's going to cancel us within the next 5 years. We better figure something else out.
And
this
then
is
like
it.
then the FCC kind of required in the Sprint T-Mobile merger that Dish there needed to be 4. So Dish was like, yeah, we'll be a 5G only carrier and we'll get that done in 3 years.
Okay, yeah, I have heard of this. Okay.
So it's just like this vague kind of in the background. No one knows what's happening with Dish. So I was curious.
No,
Yeah.
hey, you
I'm
guys
not up
know
to
way
date
more
on
than I do.
Dish.
Yeah.
All I know is that I'm pessimistic towards Dish being successful in any regard.
Wow, Sherri. Sherri, moments earlier, I'm a very optimistic person. Sherri now. Dish, it's not happening. My internet also not happening.
Look,
Why do you feel so
how
negative
do you
about
feel
Dish?
about? Look, they say they're gonna be. I hope I'm remembering this correctly, unless I am not, in which case just kick me out. But they're supposed to be the first 5G only carrier, correct? And they uh, that was what they were saying, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. They're building a 5G network. They're not going to build an LTE network,
Right.
and
So 5G,
they're just going to
5G
use like
only.
roaming on AT&T, I think. Yeah.
Right. Okay. And they want to get that done in the next like X amount of years. No, I don't think it's going to happen.
It's all going to be moot at a certain point because there have been plenty of hiccups and it's not going as fast as I wanted to. But once we get these satellite mesh networks, SpaceX, if Project Kuiper ever gets off the ground, that sort of thing. Once those
Boom, boom.
are, once those are in place and actually functioning, cell phone networks will be kind of unnecessary. You can do VoIP calls. Everything can happen online. Everything, and you don't need cell networks anymore. I don't know if this is a 10-year or a 20-year thing, but go ahead, Dish. Go ahead and get into this already aging technology, and then watch the new stuff take over immediately. So have fun.
Sherri, that actually could be a solution for you. Starlink.
Mm-hmm.
That you definitely get Starlink.
If Starlink wasn't like $1,000 startup cost to get going, then it might be
$600
I think it's
$500.
500.
Bill it.
Yeah, I was gonna say 500.
Yeah. Craig's right. Are you kidding? This is totally related to wireless. It's wireless adjacent. If you're reviewing Wi-Fi routers and mesh systems, people got to know how that compares to Starlink, right?
That's right.
Are we still asking me? Oh, I thought Craig was talking. I was waiting for Craig.
No,
That's
bill it.
business expense. Yeah, are you kidding me? Obviously, you need to review that ASAP.
I have been approved to get it because I was on the waiting list. Starlink is like, get us now, and so it is a potential.
Okay. Think about it.
It's an option. It's an option. Except I live in a rental, and satellite on a rental is generally a no-no. But who knows?
As we're winding down the show and approaching our hard stop, because I know you guys have to get doing some other things, I want to take a chance to give you each a time to basically talk to our audience about maybe some special projects that you want them to specifically check out. Maybe let them know something that you're working on in the future that you're really excited about. Just want to give you guys a chance.
Yeah, before the end of the year.
Yeah.
Wraps up very soon.
So, Craig, I'll let you go first. Go ahead and hit our audience with what you want to share.
Yeah, sure. Actually, for those watching, you seem to like live streams. So tune in tomorrow. We did. It's too late to enter, but we're still going to have a ton of fun with this tomorrow. We're doing a dream job. We call them dream jobs at reviews.org. We do these all the time, and we're doing a holiday movie dream job where we're going to pick one person who is going to be tasked with watching 25 holiday movies in 25 days starting tomorrow. And that person will get $2,500 and a whole bunch of streaming service subscriptions to help them out to get it done. Anyway, and so we're announcing, I don't know who the winner is. I don't know if that name has been drawn out of the hat yet, but I'm announcing it tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. So, go check out reviews.org, subscribe, hit the bell, all that stuff, and then come in 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. And even if it's too late for you to enter, even if your name isn't getting drawn out of the hat, I am doing 5 different giveaways during that live stream. So, 2 streaming devices, 2 streaming services, and a 42-inch smart TV. So I'm doing a bunch of giveaways. It's going to be fantastic. I hope people come check it out. Those are always a ton of fun.
That sounds amazing. Thank you
I
for
will
letting us know.
definitely check it
might, stop by myself.
Yeah,
Try and win some stuff.
I hope I see you in the chat. Although, to be honest, last year we had it was bananas. We had something like 1,800 people in the chat.
Wow.
We did one for Disney Plus 2 or 3 years ago, and it was 18,000 people in the chat. And so I can't even watch the chat. I can't interact. It's just it's too much.
Yeah, it's madness.
So,
it's chaotic.
but
That's
it's
super exciting, though.
So much fun. So much fun.
Wow. That's great. You know, that reminds me, I feel like Whistle Out actually did like a dream job review a game console. Weird.
Yeah, PlayStation 5, and I think they let
We
you work
did.
for like reviews.org or I'm
Where's
sorry,
mine?
Whistle Out.
Where's
Yeah,
mine?
wait,
so
you guys
last
didn't send
year,
one to Craig?
oh god, I wish we had one to send to Craig. Craig wouldn't
Or
have given me
me.
a death threat. We did a dream job about a year ago with the PlayStation 5 and did a giveaway. That was really successful for us too. We did like
Sweet.
we paid someone $1,000 to test out the PlayStation 5, and I ended up getting a death threat through that giveaway.
Oh,
which
no.
was very fun. To
But it
my
was like-
personal email.
Yeah, it wasn't. I
That's
remember
spooky.
this. There are
That's
there
really
are
creepy.
internet
Yeah.
death threats, and then there are real death threats, and this was bananas.
It was pretty real. They
Yeah.
found all my personal stuff, which is not that hard to find, but they sent me a death threat to my email. They sent death threats on Instagram, on Twitter, to my
Wow.
not just Whistle Out, to Sherri Riggs.
I'm sorry to hear that, Sherry.
Oh, it's fine.
What
I
do
only
you-
went to
what do you
therapy
have
for a few
coming
months
up?
for it.
What do you have coming up for the end of the year?
Well, I was actually hired for a dream job to review 25 holiday movies in 25 days.
Oh my
So-
God, spoiling the winner. Craig, you gotta know this? Oh my goodness. Sherry,
Wait,
you're
are you
literally
being
very
serious or
busy.
joking? I'm
Literally ineligible.
I can't do it. Yeah, no, that's a joke. The next like really fun thing coming up for Whistle Out, I'm going to CES at the beginning of January.
going?
So yeah, I
Wow.
got approval to go, and so I will be being a one-man show at CES, which will be overwhelming and exciting at the same time. So I'll be doing like live streams there, walkthroughs, a ton of like YouTube shorts and like TikTok content. Gonna try and blow that up while I'm there. Hopefully meet with a bunch of like different brands too and do a lot of collaborations and at least get collaborations started. Last year I got a ton of collaborations doing it digitally, but just being there in person just makes it a lot easier to get like really great footage, meet lots of people. I already had COVID, so hopefully I'm protected against any sort of
Oh no,
potential there.
Sherry.
You back?
Um,
you get the vaccine too? Or?
Yeah, I got the vaccine too.
You should be good.
So, yeah, I think I'm super immune at this point. We'll see. Knock on wood. Gosh. But yeah, so that's the next big thing coming up for us at the beginning of January. I mean, in the next few weeks, though, you know, we got some holiday gift guides. We got some reviews of the year upcoming for 2022. Those always do well. So I'm excited to.
That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm
everyone's gonna
excited to
have
step into the new
subscribe
year,
to
though.
the Whistle Out channel, which we have linked in the video description.
We'd love to have you.
Yeah, definitely
That's
do
awesome.
because I think Sherry, we agreed. I think at some point we're gonna have to pop on your show because I think we owe you one.
Yeah, it would
So-
be great. That'd be great.
So yeah, definitely make sure you're subscribing to Sherry. That way you can see us when we do our surprise little special on the Whistle Out theme, and she can grill us for all the difficult questions. And like I said, subscribe to Craig. He's a great guy, full of so much information. They cover so many different topics on different days. Do you guys still specialize in covering like the home security stuff too, and all that?
Basically any home technology. Yeah.
They've
So, yeah,
got 5 verticals.
So yeah,
Yep.
Craig is a tech guru, and he's just an awesome person. So make sure you give him support, thumbs up his video, subscribe, and show up tomorrow for the giveaway. You might win a new TV.
Yeah. It's
Actually,
gonna.
wait.
If nothing else, it's gonna be a ton of fun. It really.
What size TV are you guys rocking? I was just kind of curious. Craig, I saw your TV out in the background there, off yonder.
65 inches.
Nice. It's a great size. Sherry, I think you said it was like 40.
Yeah, is 42 a size? I don't know. It's in the 40s
that sounds
somewhere.
right. That sounds good.
Okay,
42
sure.
is usually the answer to everything anyway, so I
Yeah,
think
that's
that's
the
appropriate.
answer to life, right? Is 42.
Life, the universe,
That's
and
it.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
65. And Craig, I actually got the Sony Master Series A90J
Oh.
OLED.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah.
Hang on. I need to go take a cold shower.
Oh my god, my roommate just bought a like $1,000 TV for Black Friday, like the thinnest Samsung TV you can freaking buy right now. It was snazzy, like 65 inches. Freaking
Sherry,
That's awesome.
I'm gonna make you cry in a second here, but I think I spent like 4,500 or something on that TV.
Oh man. Ouch.
When it
Worth
was new?
20-year purchase, you guys.
20
So-
year.
So that's right. I will say before we go, because I know we've got to go in just a second here, but you guys let us shout our own channels out. Let me just also say I appreciate what you guys do on Best Phone Plans because One thing is, so I was just looking down on here. Mark Hoyle says the world needs more tech gurus, to which I say yes, kind of. But one thing that I appreciate that you guys do, Sherri does this really well. I always try to do this is make it accessible, where it's like, right, but who cares? You know, I watch some channels that are huge and do a great job, but it's like, unless you are like native fluent speaker of tech, you don't understand what's going on. And so I appreciate the accessibility, I guess, of the channel that you guys, the content you guys put out there. So yeah, that's much appreciated.
Thank you, Craig. We certainly appreciate it. And we certainly appreciate having both of you on, Sherri Riggs from Whistle Out and Craig from reviews.org. And make sure you tune into Craig's live stream happening tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be awesome. So yeah, thank you guys so much. And hope you have a great rest of the year and a great start to next year.
Yeah. See you guys.
Sweet.
Peace.
Cheers.